When you buy a carton of eggs at the store, believe it or not, you can thank a former president. It was Herbert Hoover who has a black eye in American history.
But as KHQA's Chad Douglas shows us in this Points of Interest report, all you have to do is open your eyes to get the real story.
By the greatest landslide in American politics.
Hoover is known for the Great Depression.
Jammed 100,000 people.
So he's known as being a cold president, an uncaring president. And anyone who looks at his life knows that that's not true.
And what better place to look at his life than the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library and Museum in West Branch, Iowa.
And I think when they see his life, really one of more of achievement, of compassion, they believe, and this is represented on comments that you can see on the web, that, gosh, I never knew.
Hoover was orphaned by the age of 9 and separated from his siblings soon afterward. As an adult, he focused on philanthropy and support for kids organizations like the Boys Club and Girl Scouts. He liked those organizations because they taught kids how to be leaders. He also made millions of dollars in the gold mines of Australia and used that money to feed the hungry all across the world up until he died.
At the end, probably fed more than 1 billion people.
Tom Schwartz is the director of the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library and Museum. He says all presidential libraries give you the chance to see the man behind the desk as a person. He says too often people just see the political side of them, and usually it's through a partisan lens. Visiting the museum gives you a whole picture.
I think most people don't realize they're living with decisions that Hoover helped make back in the 1920s as Secretary of Commerce.
Hoover standardized a lot of things we use still to this day. For example, he made sure stoplights are red and green all across the country. He decided to make bricks used in building homes a standard size. He decided eggs should come in a carton of 12, milk should be sold in gallon jugs, and even decided how many threads should be on a bolt.
Hoover's one of those presidents that is probably more accomplished both before the presidency and then after.
After his presidency, he and his wife focused on hunger relief and donated money to several organizations, but they did it secretly. As for the Great Depression, Schwartz believes Hoover was a victim of circumstance. Hoover took office in March of 1929, and the stock market crash happened that September. Chad Douglas, KHQA News, West Branch, Iowa.
The library and museum are part of a national park in West Branch. You also can visit Herbert Hoover's birthplace and his gravesite within the park.